Right now on Up with KREM, the Cougs are back in town. WSU students are moving back to Pullman today, but they are returning to some smoky skies. Our 10 fam is live from the Palouse, which has the worst air quality in eastern Washington right now.
Yeah, air quality not great in Pullman right now. It is unhealthy for everyone at this hour, but we're inside right now in the Compton Union building. We're standing in the new location of Cougar Country. Coming up, a live interview with the owner.
And in Spokane, air quality is sitting in the unhealthy range. Visibility is low in some areas. Our Nicole Hernandez is also live this morning.
Yeah, that's right. Low visibility exactly is what we're seeing. You can see behind me looking north. You can barely even see the mountains. I'll have more in just a minute.
And it's not just the air quality that we're tracking, it's the hot temperatures, which will be pushing 100 degrees through this entire weekend.
We're going to start things off with some breaking news. The air quality in our region dropped overnight. Eastern Washington and North Idaho has the worst air quality in the nation right now. If you're just waking up, many areas have low visibility this morning, so definitely be careful on your morning commute. Of course, that's why we have Up with KREM team coverage all morning long. Our 10 fam took a trip down to Whitman County. The Pullman area has the poorest air quality in eastern Washington right now, and WSU students are returning to campus in just a few hours. Our Thomas Patrick is in the Outdoor Weather Center. Now he's tracking a bit of a cool down for next week, but not before those temperatures rise again this weekend. And Nicole Hernandez is live in Spokane this morning. Nicole, let's start things off with you. What do things look like in your area?
Yeah, so I was able to make my way over to Cliff Drive here where we're overlooking Spokane, looking north, and it is just shocking how little you can see, how low our visibility is. So I'll give you a look at exactly what we're seeing here. You can see really not much. Normally from this viewpoint, you can see the hills and the mountains way far out, but today you can see absolutely none of that. Even the city directly in front of us is looking incredibly hazy straight in front. So that just goes to show how dense this smoke really is in our area. Even looking down at I-90 there, you can see the cars passing by, but completely hazed and shrouded in smoke compared to what's directly in front of us. So really dense smoke this morning, sitting in that unhealthy range. A couple of things you'll notice. One, if you look up into the sky, there's barely any blue skies. The sun rising is this bright red that you can basically look at this morning because of how much smoke is between us and that sun rising. And if you notice those planes going overhead as well, even the planes that are taking off or landing that are closer to the ground are still shrouded in that smoke and completely hazy as well. So definitely just shocking this morning, but it is going to affect us as well. That is sitting at an unhealthy range of smoke in the air. So if you are out and about today, listen to your body. Make sure you're watching for those signs that the smoke is getting to you, like a headache, sore throat, or runny eyes or nose and stuff. So just make sure you're listening to yourself and getting to a safe place with less smoke if you start feeling any of those things. Live in Spokane, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
All right, thanks, Nicole. Great tips there. Of course, we also want to know what it looks like where you are waking up. So text us a photo of the smoke in your area. You can send them to that number on your screen. It's 509-448-2000. We'll be showing them all morning long here on Up with KREM. Now, we've mentioned the heat and the haze, the smoke making a comeback here in the inland Northwest. Thomas, you are outside right now, outside in the Outdoor Weather Center. What's it like out there for you?
Yeah, and the first thing you notice, of course, is the smell. It very much is that distinct wildfire smoke smell, but of course it does look like it's a bit overcast. But if you're looking for a picture opportunity, try right now. Seriously, the sun is this blaze orange color in just above the horizon right now. In fact, I can see it just off to my right. In fact, if it weren't so hazy, I'd be getting a face full of sunshine as of right now, but that smoke is so thick. I mean, you can't even see any of the mountains in the background of our live shot in Coeur d'Alene. I can't even see Dishman Hills, which are just a couple miles to the east of our South Hill studios either. The visibility has dropped. This is not fog. This is the wildfire smoke that is causing these reductions in visibility, as low as almost just 1 mile visibility in some areas across the inland Northwest. Of course, our air quality is at least unhealthy across pretty much everywhere, but there are spots of very unhealthy being reported, especially near Pullman and the Lewiston areas, as well as Omak as of this morning. But it's not just the air quality, it's the heat as well. We're under excessive heat warnings through Saturday, but the heat's going to continue all weekend long. So coming up, have a detailed weekend forecast, show you what days are going to be in the hundreds for our region when we might finally get some relief from both the heat and the haze. For now, let's send things over to Tim Pham. He is in Pullman this morning, of course, repping his own Cougs. Tim, what's the latest down there?
Yeah, I gotta rep the Cougs, Thomas. This is my alma mater. Glad to be back here in Pullman, but yeah, it is very hazy this morning. Air quality index right around 244 this morning. That's very unhealthy for everyone. It was very hazy. We shot some video just moments ago to show you what it looks like outside in Pullman. Yeah, not great conditions. You can see very low visibility right now. And yeah, you can even smell the smoke. Not great. But back out here inside the Union building, we're here on the bottom floor. Many of you know, if you're an alum, you might remember Dupus Boomer. That's where I had my first drink as a 21-year-old, and but that's gone now. Now it's Reunion, and there's new tenants inside the Union building now, including Cougar Country, Gisa Credit Union, and the Cougar Food Pantry, which helps students who might need a little help right now. But I am joined this morning by Mike Wagner, the owner of Zoe's, because this is also going to be a Zoe's location and Cougar Country. Mike, thanks for joining us this morning.
Well, thanks for having us. Yeah.
Mike, okay, so tell us about this new location. Why come to the Cub?
Well, we have a vast amount of students that just don't have cars, so you know, Cougar Country Drive-In, you need a car. So,
yeah, absolutely.
And this space became available, and we talked to the university about it, and it seemed like a very good fit for all of us.
That looks great. Let's actually check it out a little bit. Show us everything. It is huge. It's massive, and you're going to be able to make a lot of burgers and crinkle fries in here.
That's right.
So tell us about the space.
Well, this is the main area for the day-to-day, business. We have our grill and our fryers. We have all the freezers for the French fries. We have our sauces and everything. We can whip out the buns, throw them up there.
Love it. Right
and
here.
That's on a normal daily. Yeah.
Mike,
and
I also want to ask you though about you're hiring right now, and you said that applicants, it's very low right now. Tell us about that.
Well, it's amazing right now. Normally we'd have a stack of resumes this big, and we can just pick and choose. But right now it's just like once in a while we'll get someone coming in looking for work. Everybody that we're hiring right now is either going to Cougar Country Drive-In or to Zoe Coffee and Kitchen. Yeah. And so we have no applicants right now for
Zero
this.
applicants.
Zero applicants.
Well, hopefully that'll change when students get back on campus today, as students are moving back in.
Yeah.
And so tell us, if someone wants to apply for a job, what jobs are you hiring for right now, and how can they apply?
Well, we're hiring for all positions in all locations. We're hiring cooks, we're hiring baristas, we're hiring front-end people, prepping people. Yeah, it's just everything that goes on in a restaurant. So.
You talk to so many alum. Talk about the nostalgia of Cougar Country. This is really a Pullman tradition, a Pullman staple.
It is.
Tell us, why is it so special to you?
Well, in our family, we moved here without any children. And then eventually we had 4 children, and one of the main things we did for treats and everything was go down to Cougar Country. And on a night out in those days, we could afford to go to Cougar Country and have dinner with our whole family. So
I love it. And now you're bringing that tradition to campus, and now students will have easy access to it. You're also doing a lot of great catering for the chamber and also the football team, and so super excited to have you in the Union building. I think it'll be a great opportunity. Yeah. So again, one more time, if they want to apply, Cougar Country Drive-In.com,
yes,
right?
CougarCountryDrive-In.com, and go to the job section, or we'll try to get some QRs out also. But yeah.
Great. Wonderful. Okay. So a lot going on here in the Compton Union building and WSU's campus as students move back in. Coming up in our next half hour, we're going to be talking about some of the new changes to on-campus learning as students were remote for the last year. That's coming up here on the CW22 at 7 o'clock. We'll send it back to you in the studio. Channing?
The FDA authorizes a new dose of the COVID-19 vaccine, but for now, only one group will be asked to get a booster shot.
And temperatures will be pushing 100 degrees for this weekend, and that could be record-breaking for the Spokane area. Look at your entire weekend forecast is coming up next.
And a quick update now. If you're heading to the Spokane airport this morning, good news. Right now, there are no delayed or canceled flights due to the smoke. Of course, we'll continue to keep you updated if anything changes. You're watching Up with KREM.